Hello! Superman is back, and this time is brought to you by 300 and Watchmen director Zack Snyder and Mr. Moody himself, Christopher Nolan. In Man of Steel, arguably the first film in 2013 where they don't have to change the title at all for the inevitable parody porno. Kneel before Zod indeed. The first question on everybody's mind, where did the red pants go? Whoosh, whoosh. Right here. My balls are getting a wedgie. Veggie? Apart from that though, the costume is very cool. Except for one thing. Did nobody listen to Edna from The Incredibles? Seriously, no capes. Zack Snyder should know he directed a film where someone died because of it. Henry Cavill plays Kal-El in yet another dark and gritty superhero origin story. No doubt this film will be getting compared most often to that other tentpole DC superhero whose parents are both dead. But it's really not. This film is definitely Snyder's film through and through. If you want to get an idea what this film will be like, watch 300 or Watchmen, because Zack Snyder is a very visual director and it's the same throughout this film as well. I'm giving this film a 4 out of 5. I didn't really go in expecting much. I've never really been a huge fan of Superman. Just a bit too goody two shoes. But I was absolutely blown away. This film is amazing. It takes a little while for it to get going, but when it does, it's relentless. It grabs you by your supersuit and does not let go. The first hour or so of the film seems a bit choppy to say the least, and has obviously suffered at the hands of the editors. It's quite easy to kind of get lost in what's going on, but they develop the character well. So much so that when he flies for the first time, you almost want to get up and cheer. They've been smart about this film. It doesn't get bogged down in sort of token romanticness. Romanticness? Is romanticness a word? Oh well, I'm using it. There is a relationship present between Clark Kent, or Kal-El, and Lois Lane, but it doesn't take up an unfair amount of the film. In fact, it ends quite well, and they've obviously left it open for the sequel to explore that instead. The acting in this film is incredible. The actors actually managed to make this absurd story believable. Michael Shannon in particular stands out in a cast that includes Russell Crowe, Amy Adams, Diane Lane, and Lawrence Fishburne. Terence Stamp still owns the role of Zod, but Michael Shannon is a near perfect replacement. He may be the bad guy, but you do kind of end up sympathising with him. His story is explained well, and you can really understand why he does what he does. I won't give it away just yet, but it's good. However, Henry Cavill definitely walks away with the entire film. His interpretation of Kal-El is phenomenal. One scene in particular stands out when Superman gets a hold of Zod for the first time. Henry Cavill plays it really subtly, and you really get the sense that he's been holding in 33 years worth of rage, and he's letting it all out in one massive super punch. And he totally looks the part too. Seriously, have you seen his face? He's got a jawbone like a cobbler's workbench. I haven't seen angles like that since my trigonometry class. Don't worry ladies, there's plenty of shirtless scenes for you to enjoy too. So guys, don't take your girlfriends to see this film, because she won't be thinking about you for a while. Amy Adams also seems to be the perfect choice for Lois Lane as well. In fact, this film is so well cast, you've got to wonder why it took them so many attempts to get it right. Man of Steel takes itself very seriously, and quite a refreshing change from the sort of street smart, funny Marvel-verse. This film's quite dark and moody. Don't go in expecting any sort of humour or laugh out loud moments. This film only has 3, count them, 3 gags in the whole film. That's still more than movie 43 though. But that's exactly what this film needs to be. You feel like for Kal-El's story to really develop, it wouldn't really make much sense of him to be a kind of Tony Stark type of character. But that's not to say the film's boring or anything. Believe me, once the action scenes get going, you're going to wish you'd brought a seatbelt. Things go boom. People get thrown through buildings, and entire car parks get levelled in one go, but you're left thinking that maybe something else should have happened beforehand. There are a few scenes that don't really seem to make much sense, and some scenes don't appear to serve any purpose apart from maybe promotion. Man of Steel, brought to you by Nokia, Chrysler, Sears, 7-Eleven. Seriously, I've never seen so much product placement before in my life. But still, who really cares about that when this film is so awesome? You're going to spend the whole time just grabbing your seat going, yes, go on Superman, get him, go on, get him! It's definitely a lot of fun and not to be missed. DC still quite aren't at Marvel levels of filmmaking. Yeah, the Batman films were good, but I'll never forgive the Green Lantern. I'm probably still a lot more excited about, say, Avengers 2, a Justice League movie, but if DC can keep up the quality of Man of Steel and the Dark Knight series, then it will definitely be worth a watch. Overall, I definitely recommend this film. In fact, go buy tickets for it right now. Go see the next showing, you won't regret it.